Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, well, we are getting into our first conversation this morning, and we are being joined by Mr. Cloyd Williams, and he is the president of the Tobago Maxi Taxi Drivers Association and Owners Association. So good morning and welcome to you. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine, and thanks for having me.
All right, so the topic this morning is, what's going on with the cruise ship situation, because as you know, a few weeks ago, we had a little bit of a faux pas in our industry here. So what's the latest? Have we been having smooth sailing, so to speak, with our cruise ship tours and so on with the other cruise ships that have arrived since the 11th of September?
Thank you
of November, sorry.
Thank you very much. All right, and it's a beautiful question, and you asked about smooth sailing. I think we are having smooth sailing since after that catastrophe, that disaster on the 11th of November. We have that same ship come back about twice or two times, and we have no problems whatsoever. And I'm excited to mention that there are certain measures that has been implemented by the Tobago House of Assembly, the Chief Secretary, Mr. Farley Augustus, and the Secretary for Tourism. And may I mention also that the measures are simple to use the divisional buses, the buses from the division, right? And this is something I've been advocating for quite a number of years, But it took a crisis to bring out the results that unfortunately, right? And we glory in the result, but not the crisis. Sometimes it says that good comes out of evil, and we are happy that the Tobago House of Assembly, the Chief Secretary, have decided to use the buses from the division, all right? We have buses from education, from sports, from health, and they're taking up the slack, all right?
So how many of those buses are being used at this point in time?
All right, we have up to 11 of those buses are being used. Also, we have buses from the PTSC, which are being used, all right? And it's quite adequate, so it doesn't have a problem now, and I'm very, very, very happy about that, all right? Remember the last time I was here, maybe you were not the person interviewing, but I promised that it will not happen, and it doesn't happen. What I did, I took personal responsibility of addressing the matter. I spoke to the Chief Sec personally. I sent letters to all the divisions so that, listen, you have these buses here. Let's use them. We have a shortage of maxi taxis in Tobago. We have maybe just under 100. In compared to Trinidad, we have in Trinidad over maybe 4,000 or 5,000. So of course there's a shortage. Why not address the shortage, all right? I personally write letters to the Transport Commissioner, the Ministry of Works. So listen, give us the buses, give us more maxi rides in Tobago. Because the few we have here, they are outdated. All right, they are not adequate. And let me tell you this, these buses normally service the school run, we service the port, the airport, with the island tours and so on. And sometimes you have to finish school and then run or rush to the cruise ship. And it's always a rush. So we are asking, let me use this media to ask, to reiterate the point, or ask the question, why can't we have more buses or max taxis in Tobago? And may I mention that I sent a letter down recently.
Yes, I was about to ask about that. I was on the line of questions.
Yes, yes. Even before this last letter, I have sent letters to the Transport Commissioner. Give us at least 20 to 25 more rides or maxi taxis in Tobago. We had a meeting last 2 weeks. I was not there, but I was represented. And on Sunday, decided to give us a few more. Last night, I was told 8. Somebody told me 17, but I still wait on the correspondent from the Ministry of Works.
All right. So then it looks as though within, do you know when we will be able to get those rights in Tobago?
I'm not sure. I'm waiting on the correspondent from the Ministry of Works and Transport. They called me last week asking for the correct spelling of my name. So I guess that correspondent is on the way. We have maybe about 50, 60 more ships to come. So I'm hoping that at least by next week, we can have the consent and we can proceed and have the ride. Because there are quite a number of drivers in Tobago are asking for rides. And this will help in our current situation. So I'm hoping that this can happen in the very, very near future.
So tell me a little bit about the process of being a tour operator, well, at least the transport situation for the the transport of tourists and stuff like that from the port to whatever destination. How does that work, and how do people get involved? You know, that sort of thing.
All right, it comes through the association. We have two providers in Tobago, my association, Tobago Port Taxi and Maxi Association, and then the other provider. You have to apply for membership. Once you apply, you go through the process. You get your bus inspected, your license and so on. We accept you on the port. You wear your uniform representing which organization you belong to. You do an inspection and so on. And it's very simple, all right? And this goes to you too.
All right. So now, so you said that everything has been running fine for the last few weeks. What is the schedule looking like? Has there been any changes to the original run? Because I know that there were some concerns about some of the cruise ship calls being cancelled. And did that actually happen, or are we back? Was there some intervention taken to repair whatever damage?
And it's a nice question, and some control has been done by the Chief Secretary and the Secretary for Tourism, Ms. Tasha Boris. I think she would have sent out quite a number of letters or packages to the affected passengers, and this worked well, because I was told that the ship wanted to pull out, but because of her intervention, it doesn't happen again. So we are actually back to schedule. There are two cancellations that I have. One was last Friday and one before, but I don't think it was because of what happened, you know. So things are fine, and we are hoping that it will continue. The ships will continue to come, because let me tell you, tourism is the fastest growing industry around the world.
Yes, it is.
And we don't want to be affected. We don't want the ships to pull out, all right? We want the ships to come. We have 70-something ships on schedule, which is beautiful and which we adore. If we have our problems in Tobago, I would rather let us deal with it in-house. We can deal with the agent. We can talk with the agent, whether it be financial problems or whatever it is, you know, we can deal with it internally. But when you talk about strike, it goes worldwide, and this can affect the whole industry. All right, so I'm saying that let us deal with our problems here within our house, and then forget about what go out internationally.
So I have to ask, do you regret, or do you have any reservations about the action that you guys took on November 11th?
And let me answer it in this way. It wasn't any action that we took, you know. I'm sorry about what happened. Of course, we regret what happened, you know what I mean? And as I said earlier, we glory in the results, but not what happened. We glory in the results that comes out of what happened. It was really a shortfall in terms of buses. Not really, it wasn't a strike. We never strike. We had about 20 Maxis on the port, and then cars flood the place, you know what I mean? So it wasn't a strike. But there was a shortfall. And let me just emphasize the shortfall. The ship had about 2,886 passengers, right? And you have, we had just about 20 Maxis, which was not adequate, you know, unfortunately, you know what I mean? And we addressed the problem, and we are sorry. The secretary would have made an apology. We also are sorry, and the reason for that, it was a Saturday. We know a few of us had more religious commitments, and there were just about 2 or 3 buses had mechanical problem, but that the minutest of the problem, you know what I mean? So that was just about it, and the folks who should have put things in place did not. They actually take things for granted and so on, and that is what caused the shortfall.
And then what about the relationship with the travel agent? Have you guys been able to sit down and work things out so that, you know, you can have a smoother sailing going forward? And I know that there was a matter of monies being owed. You know, has there been any positive, or what's the update where that's concerned?
A very nice question. The relationship is good, but I think financially it's not good. And as I said, it wasn't a money problem. The agent, yes, would have owed us some money, but that was not the issue on that day. We spoke to the agent. I've been in contact with the agent a few days ago with the upcoming ships. So far, we work about 11 ships, and we got paid for one since. So that tells the story, but which mount up the total. And but I told my members striking should not be an option. Whether the agent pays or not, let's continue to work. We save the image of the destination, we save the THA, the ships, the FCCA and so on. Let's continue to work, and let's work along with the agent. Probably he might be having some financial problems, and we need to sit down and talk, maybe take it to the Tobago House of Assembly and so on, all right? So the payment has not been good, but we are working along and hoping for the best, all right? The suggestion of legal action and that kind of thing, but that is on the back burner so far.
Nice. Now, as we're looking forward, looking to the rest of the cruise ship season, now we're going into what, April?
About April, May, yes.
Right. You know, what is something that you think that as an island, what are some things that we need to improve on, or we can improve on in the immediate future to make things better for when cruise ships arise and we have visitors around? Because we hear the complaints, you know, just even from our own people. As you look around, you're seeing them when the cruise ships come, they're just walking around, and you know, there seems that there's some things missing.
Yes, definitely. Let us say a cruise ship comes on Sunday. You have the whole of Scarborough closed down, the mall closed down. All you have exposed to the visitors is like the beach and the sites, the tours and so on, you know. But what about shopping? Some people come to shop, you know what I mean? And I think this is an area that we need to improve. Our stores should be open, our souvenir shops should be open, our restaurants should be open, so that visitors can come and enjoy themselves. I've been on cruise, and sometimes when you go on cruise, you know, everything open, and these countries plan for cruise ship, you know what I mean? And we are way behind time. And I think it's something that we need to look at very seriously. And let me just mention this before our time is gone. I think the Tobago House of Assembly should be the sole agent for the cruise ship industry in Tobago. If not the sole agent, why not empower us, the association, to be the agent, all right? Because whenever the issue of money comes, the agent will talk about diverting his ships to Trinidad. And I'm saying, why wait until this happens? Right? Why wait till the cup empty before you can fill it, you know? So I think whatever happens, it's a glorious opportunity for the Tobago House of Assembly, with all the stakeholders, come together and advertise, or let us advertise ourselves as the main agent. You know what I mean? It can happen. We have qualified people in Tobago, you know what I mean? And this is one of the proposals I'm going to take to the Tobago House of Assembly Chief Secretary and Ms. Tasha Burridge. Let us advertise ourselves as a main agent. Let us bring in our ship, and you have nothing to lose. Let's say let Tobago House of Assembly responsible for the Maxis, for the boats and everything. You bring everything into your control, you know, and it's a viable industry, and it can happen. I'm saying it can happen. We have the expertise in Tobago, and it can happen. We don't have to wait until we have autonomy for Tobago, but we can start now.
Certainly. Now, and as we're getting ready to wrap up this conversation, I just want to get from you also, you know, you've obviously been transporting almost every cruise ship that's been here, passengers. What has been the reaction from them? Has it been any different than previous seasons of cruise ship arrivals?
Yeah, you know, the experience has been good. They always enjoy coming to Tobago, and my last tour with a group, they were Jamaican Jamaican, and I asked them to compare with Trinidad. And they were saying, they're not ready down there, they ain't ready, Tobago is it. You know what I mean? So they always give a good account of Tobago. It's a beautiful destination, and we have all right to promote this destination as one of the best in the world. A beautiful island, you know what I mean? So the reaction always has been good, and I think it will continue, but there's still lots of work to be done in terms of the sites and the road and so on, right? But in spite of that, it has been great.
All right, well, thank you so much, Mr. Williams, for being on with us and for giving us a perspective on what's been going on with the transportation of cruise ship passengers, especially with the Maxi Taxi Association is concerned. And it seems as though all is well so far. And we hope that that continues for the rest of the cruise ship season. Again, thank you, Mr. Williams. And viewers, we'll be back in just after this break.
Thank you very much. Okay.